So this famously has a terrible reputation. Rotten Tomatoes, it is 26%. Audience is 45. Ben Affleck got a Razzie Award for this. He accepted it and then broke the award and then sold that on eBay. I remember what he did with it with the money. And John Woo, the director, basically said, "Yeah, this is not what I wanted it to be, but the studio made me make this movie." Essentially, this is like notoriously lambasted as being a terrible movie, and I think it's more for mix. It's okay, especially the first half, where it's very focused on Jennings and it's very focused on what he does and why he does it. I don't know. It's like I don't really see the criticism. I think it's quite enjoyable.
Mm.
Where it all falls apart is in the last third or so, and that's why I dislike the action sequences so much. It's because it's just here's some generic action, isn't that exciting? And no, it's kind of not. I kind of signed up for something else, and I think that is kind of the big criticism I think you can levy at this movie is that it doesn't know what it wants to be, and it kind of falls apart in the end. It doesn't live up to its potential at all when it really had a pretty strong start, I think.
Mm.
To me, the thing is, does this have an interesting idea? And does it do something with this idea? And the answer is yes, at least initially. Like when the initial scavenger hunt starts and it becomes clear that he's left all these different clues that ensure his survival,
Mm.
it works. I think it makes sense broadly. Like there's little details here and there where you can say, okay, maybe this could have been better, but you can pretty much say that about every movie. But what actually, the parts that need to work really need to work. It's just that they throw it away 2/3 of the way through the movie.
Mm.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
And to me, like I have this idea that a movie basically needs to sell you on one thing. It basically needs to give you something you can latch onto, and that can be anything. It can be character, it can be story, it can be world building, it can be action, it can be music, it can be aesthetics. As long as it gives you something that can carry the movie, it's okay. The rest becomes less important. It still can ruin the movie, but it can excuse. Like my favorite example of this is Star Wars and dialogue. It's got some really terrible dialogue in the original trilogy, but if you are on board with the story and the world and the characters, like the individual dialogue is not as important. And similar here, Jennings is kind of like not the most interesting character, but I can understand what he does and why he does it. I've been sold that the puzzle works, right? That if I stick with this, the pieces will all come together, and for the most part they do. And so for that reason, the movie holds up for me. It's just like I kind of start zoning out, in the 20-25 minutes where they're just running and there's car chases and whatever. At that point, I say, okay, fine. Like, there's no, like, this is just filler. There's no story here. There's no character here. We're not advancing the thing that the original movie sold us on. Like, if they ever were to remake this movie, that's what they should fix. It should just be the scavenger hunt and the puzzle, and essentially the guy having laid out the breadcrumbs to help you get to the target. That should be the entire movie. Just remove the extraneous action sequences. Like in my view, that's how you improve that movie.